Welcome to the Shit I'm 30 podcast. This is the weekly show where we discuss and share our unfiltered opinions on topics such as mental health, relationships, sometimes it gets a little kinky, and we talk about sex, parenting, and so much more. With me, your host, Carla Ramirez. Now, my goal is to get rid of society's expectations about where we should be when we're in our 30s and just free ourselves to live the lives that we've always dreamed of. Now, friends, remember, it is never too late. Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at audibletrial.com/shitI'm30. Now, there's over 180,000 titles from your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. So I'm listening right now again to You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero, and I'm sure you guys have all heard this book. It's a big yellow book, and everybody says you are a badass, and it's a really good book. So you can go to audibletrial.com/shitI'm30 and get this free book if you want to read along with me, or any other book of over 180,000 titles. Now let's get started with the show.
I'm ready, baby. I'm ready.
I have a friend here. Have you done this with me before?
Yo, I feel like, do we got beef or something? I don't know. Like, I haven't been on here since, episode 3? We went on to episode 90. Yo, it's been 90 long weeks.
Was it? What did you come for?
I don't know what I came for. I don't.
It was a long time ago. I'd be scared of you having you on the mic, so I'm gonna be very cautious of what happens today, because this is Carla, the other Carla I talk about frequently on the show.
It's supposed to be the Carla and Carla show. I don't know where she's getting all these other names and Carla and X show. Nah, baby, it's not happening. Get it together. It's the Carla and Carla show. That's why our parents named us like this.
Literally. And then I was with a C because I come first. Before we get started with the show,
obviously come second.
Why?
That's what she said.
Oh, this is why I can't have you on here, bro. I never know what's gonna come out of your mouth. Before we get started with today's show, it's actually gonna be it's gonna be a positive show until we get to the end, probably. There's something that I've been reading about it, and I haven't seen the news cover it, or a lot of people cover this, and I'm like, when there's something that can actually help us, people really don't talk about it. So I don't know if you guys saw it make it rounds on social media, so that Lyft is offering free rides to job seekers. If you're going for interviews or your first 3 weeks of employment, they pay for your rides.
Wow.
Right. So it's part of a $15 million annual commitment they announced when they went public earlier this year, and they did their IPO. So basically, they're providing free rides for people trying to get jobs, including rides to and from job training programs and job interviews, and then the rides to and from work during the person's first 3 weeks of employment. And I don't know. I mean, I've always had a car, but I've known people that haven't had a car. And I know people right now that don't have a car. And it's hard as fuck to get to work. I know that when I go in my car to do Uber, I pick up a lot of people from work.
Do you?
Yo, all the time. I take a lot of kids to school, like parents with their kids. And you can reschedule a ride to go and to come back. So it's I drop them off with the kid, and then they come back home with little kids. They don't have a car to take their kid to school.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's they don't even have it for work. And I drop a lot of people off at work. I pick up a lot of people from work. I do it during the day, in the mornings. So that's probably why I see it. I don't do it in the evening.
Okay. So
when I go early in the morning, that's what I see. So I'm like, wow, if there's just somebody that's going to a job interview, or it's within the first 3 weeks, and you're trying to save up as much money, because that shit can become expensive, like $20 each way.
I mean, if you have to pay gas, insurance, a car payment, maybe, Lyft.
Nah, bro. Let's talk about $20 each way. That's $40 a day.
40 times 5.
And 40 times 5 is what, 200? That's $800 a month.
I'm getting a hoopty and I'm riding around till the wheels fall off.
That's what I'm doing with my car.
Yeah.
Today I had to meet. I told him I met my brother, and he was like, "Where's your car?" And I'm like, "It's that same car that I've had for the past 9 years. And you think you were going to see something different? Because it still rides. I haven't had a car payment in 5 years." And I talk about this all the time. But people always tell me, "Are you really going to keep riding around your Toyota?" Yes.
What is wrong with it?
What's wrong with my Toyota?
It gets me from point A to point B.
And it's cool.
And so does
the
yours.
Air works.
What makes yours different?
I'm comfortable. When my guy comes and cleans it, it smells like brand new.
It's brand new.
Right.
Brand new.
So if I needed a car, I didn't have one, I would definitely want to do this. But it's not just anyone can just go on the Lyft ad and ask for a free ride because they're saying they have a new job. Because I thought about that. I'm like, oh, so when I'm going downtown, can I say I'm getting a interview at the club, and get their free, know, I'm always trying to.
Well, shit, I'm about to be like, yo, I'm going to Amber on Fridays for
a job interview,
a job training.
Right. Well, no, that's not how it works. You have to be in the job access program. So the company partnered with a bunch of nonprofit groups. So they help people find employment. So you have to go ahead and go to the partnership. One of them is United Way and 211. And they help you find like different types of jobs. And they partnered with them. And if you're finding a job with these nonprofit companies, then you can use this program.
I've never heard of those nonprofit companies.
Because we find jobs regularly. We
go to school, kids.
Yeah, go to school, but you never know, like when you fall into hard times, like you're trying to find a job. And if these are people that actually know of job openings that you're qualified for, it can make it a lot easier to get a job too.
Do these nonprofit corporations promote that they have?
Yes, and they help people like veterans. They also have like people for veteran transportation. They can call 211 and have a free Lyft ride booked on their behalf. So if you are a veteran and you don't have a job, or you need a ride, call 211. And then they can book you a Lyft ride if they can confirm that you're a veteran.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I was...
Any veteran for any, or when they're going to go get a job?
It doesn't say if it was for the job purposes. So I'm not sure. But Ayana and I were listening to the radio this morning, and you know how it was Veterans Day yesterday? Mm-hmm. So they were talking about a lot about veterans, and they were saying that the percentage of homeless veterans, it's like so high.
It's always been kind of high because I used to do like some events for like the Veterans Affairs, and for some reason like people like push them to the side. I don't know if it's because they did their service and they don't care about
right. It's like they bring them home after
what? I almost died in Afghanistan.
Literally, you know it's crazy that it's our generation that only thinks of Afghanistan, like our parents say Vietnam,
Iran, or whatever the fuck. I don't fucking
anywhere
know.
It could
Syria, bitch. North
anywhere
Korea.
It could even be here. You know, they're putting their lives on the line for like fighting for our country anywhere at the border. And then they come back, they did all the service for the country, and it's just like, figure it out. And now they're fucked up in the head. You know, they have PTSD and they can't get a job.
Talking about this, that you had say PTSD, I was looking for roof contractors, and the guy said that I was like, oh, how was your week? And he's like, oh, well, I had to go up to North Carolina. My son's buddy from the army committed suicide. And I said,
whoa.
What? And he said, yeah, he had PTSD. But the crazy thing is on the prescriptions, it says, you know how it says side effects? It says suicide. So why are they prescribing people that have PTSD with prescriptions that say side effects suicide?
Because I feel like the drug company, not in our country at least, they don't care as long as they're making money.
Of course.
So they're like, you have PTSD? Well, as long as we put it on the paper, it's like, you know, you can get suicidal thoughts. But
you know what? You know how I be thinking over the books. I be thinking that they try to erase these motherfuckers. Like, all right, you know something, that you was in war killing kids out there. You got to go. So we got to prescribe you this.
We never really know what they went through out there.
True.
Because they come back and a lot of them don't speak on what they saw.
Because they can't.
They can't?
They can't.
They have to talk to somebody.
And that's what I said. I was like, why, instead of prescribing medicine like pills, why don't they prescribe them a therapist to talk to
like
somebody?
A mandatory therapist every week.
And the guy said that he doesn't know. I don't know. I didn't look into it. But
so he killed himself?
He killed himself.
Jesus. I don't really know anyone other than Jaja. She went to the Air Force for a while, right?
Yeah.
I think she was just there fucking people. I don't.
Oh my God.
I hope she doesn't listen to the show. Because I do remember. Do you remember when she first went? Okay, we have this friend. It's actually your family. She left to the Air Force, and we were like, what the fuck? Or the reserves, wherever the hell she left. And I remember she couldn't take anything, and she wanted me to send her a vibrator in a sock. She's like, I need a vibrator. So we was talking about the fact that we couldn't masturbate with her hand. I couldn't, and she couldn't either. She's like, I don't know how to do it. So she...
What?
You know...
I'm a pro at that shit. I at least got to masturbate like 6 times a day with my hand.
With no vibrator?
With no vibrator.
You're very talented.
It's super.
Well, she was...
Pornhub, I'm ready for you.
No, I'll never forget that her first one, she said she went to a public bathroom in a bathroom stall, and she did it, and she like hit me up. She was so excited, and she was able to come in a bathroom, bro. But I think I sent her a vibrator in a sock.
Yeah, and you're a good friend. You're a good friend.
Yo, you know how stressful it has to be? You're out there like in boot camp, and you can't fucking like buzz your fucking vagina.
All the testosterone around you, it's critical.
Yo, she needed that. I helped her out. I was like, let's do this. Okay, this is not supposed to be a sex show, bitch. We're not doing that. But anyway, right. If you or your friend, you or a friend or a family member, we all have like people that don't have, can't make ends meet at the moment, and they need a Lyft ride. Then, have them go into the whole Lyft situation, have them Google it, and they can figure out how to do it. I'll post a link on the description as well. But anyway, well, today I wanted to talk about, and I think we always talk about like goals and, what we want to do with our lives. We're always talking about it. And so y'all, Carla is younger than I am. She's like 12 years old. And I used to
bitch, you stop saying that because you fucking up my game out here with these hoes. They're like, yo, you young. And I'm like, how am I young? I'm almost fucking 30.
Bro, you've been saying you've been almost there since you were 20.
Till I'm 30. Stop saying I'm 12.
Okay. So I used to bring her when she was...
that means Ayan is older than me.
You guys are like the same age.
Okay. Oh, God. Okay.
No, I used to take Carla out to the club when she was underage. She would come out. I just sent you that picture in Atlanta. You weren't even 21.
When she says underage, guys, I was over 18. Let's get this clear.
She was over 18.
Were you? I was under 21.
You were under 21.
It's okay.
No, it's not. So now that I think back to it, it's not okay. She used to have my passport, and I would use my ID to get into certain places. And you did lose my passport one time.
I didn't lose it, bitch. I gave it to you.
Where'd it go?
I don't know where the fuck you said you put it on top of the bar.
The mystery of this passport. We'll never figure out where this passport went.
I was just about to say that, like, the passport that you fucking lost.
I don't know what I did with that passport. But talking about 2019. So every day I sit here in this studio because I'm here like 13, 14 hours a day. And I stare at my vision board from 2019. And I look over it and I have my like affirmation sticky notes on there for me to look at them. Because there's days that I'm like, oh, I'm doing good. There's days that I'm like, I don't like, I put myself down. So I wanted to do like a check-in on like the progress for the year and how your goals have been, how you feel about what goals you did. Did you do a vision board this year?
I did do a vision board.
Is there anything that you can think of in your vision board that you accomplished?
I had put on my vision board to eat cleaner, go to the gym on a daily basis, learn to like love my skin, just because like skincare is tough. Like
it can be hard.
To spend, number one, it's expensive
as fuck,
and number two, you have to spend a lot of time doing that shit, like at least 15 minutes a day.
Yeah, and it's one of those things you have to make it a routine.
And me, like, this is why I can't get my eyelashes done, because I'm like in the shower and I'm like
washing your
whole
face?
damn face, and it's like, all right, boom, there goes my fucking $120 I spent for these fucking eyelashes. So that's why I don't get my eyelashes done, because I don't got money.
So you wanted to work on skincare and working out?
Working out, health, eating healthier, eliminating toxic foods. I wanted to do my engagement pictures. Obviously, it's November and we haven't gotten that done. Why? I don't know, because I'm not putting no effort when someone else is not putting the effort. So that's that. What is the New York DJ called? That he
DJ Clue. Drop one of Clue's bombs.
Boof. Throwing subliminals out here.
Right.
I wanted to get my gun license, which I did today.
You did today.
I applied, so hopefully it gets approved. Hopefully I don't have no fucking felonies.
Have you killed anyone?
Someone used my ID or some shit.
Can you imagine? That'd be awful.
No. So hopefully in 90 days, I think is the thing.
Yeah.
It comes in. What else? Oh, right. And fund my business. It's like really hard. Like it's extremely hard. So I'm out here hustling, every penny
You
counts.
did say you were going to hustle.
I'm just saving. So I'm good on track.
You're staying on track. Because I feel like, so I had stuff on mine and then I'm like, I got kind of hard on myself at one point in time. I'm like, man, maybe I'm not doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. But for a second, I was like, I have to step back and see what progress. Any progress it's progress.
Yes, it is.
You might start in the beginning of the year and we're all like super hyped. All right, I'm getting this done. And we set ourselves either goals that are too easy or some that are too hard. Or I'm not going to say hard. It might take a little bit longer than others. So you have to be okay with knowing that there's some shortcomings, but celebrate the good ones. So I had getting off birth control by June. Okay. So when I made this, I didn't know I was going to be moving to New York. So, and I didn't know that my relationship was going to be over. So I wanted to get off birth control and I'm like, oh, it's okay.
Why did you want to get off birth control?
Because I had been on it for 10, 14 years.
Okay.
And I wanted to give my body a break. I was like, I wonder what my body would be like without a break. And I'm like, you know what? I've been with this guy for 6 years. Maybe we'll have a baby or something. I don't know. Like me,
Obviously, bitch, she was delusional.
Delusional as fuck. You know, the year starts new and you're like, you think that January 1st is going to bring all these like perfect things, like a new year and everything's going to get fixed.
Let's get this clear. 2020 is approaching in what, 2 months?
Mm-hmm.
It's a new decade.
That doesn't matter. It's a new fucking day. When we wake up on the 1st, nothing's going to be different.
Oh, nothing's going to be, but it's a new decade, baby. If you doing shit wrong from 2009, 2010 to 2019, it's a new decade. You better start over, baby. It
is. I think it's a mindset as well. So that's why I wanted to do this check-in, because it's like, let's celebrate little things that we have done and not get back on ourselves, because we don't have to. We can put in our mind, hey, it's okay if I didn't reach everything that I had set for this year.
Course.
Like my biggest thing was radio. And in February, I believe is when I got the call that I did not get the job at the radio station. But it's okay,
you know,
which is fine.
That door maybe wasn't meant for you.
It definitely wasn't, because if I would have gotten that radio job, I would have never been able to go to New York. But then a new door opened, and now I'm waiting on that door to see where it happens. So I don't know if radio or not is going to be it. But like the way that picture is set up, I look at it as my goal was to be in certain things, and I was able to be at the radio station in New York, and I was able to go on a show that I wanted to go on. So it might have not been radio, but it was definitely broadcasting, and that is a broadcasting
and now
picture.
You've been on bigger radio,
right? I had on there to be the face of coaching, and I've been coaching all year, and then just sold out my class. So
congratulations!
I know. And when I looked at it mid-year, I was like, man, I'm not doing it the way I want to do it. But it's November now, mid-November, and it's when I'm actually like getting most of it rolling. So it doesn't matter if it'll be December 31st when you start rolling on it with it or doing something for your goal. Like that's fine. Now, I think that one of the things that we should do is like reset for 2020, and we shouldn't get stuck on what was here. Like when I said I wanted to get off birth control, I got off the one I was on and got on a different one, you know? So some things change. You can shift what you have going on. I wanted to travel to 2 countries this year. Well, I only traveled to 1.
Where you went to?
Girl, the Bahamas.
Oh.
Down the street. But still, like, it's like, it's part of it. I took a vacation because I didn't really take any vacations this year. I didn't even go with you.
Where'd I go?
You went to Spain.
Oh, I did.
And to London. I talked
Damn, you know what's so crazy? I feel like that shit was a long time ago. Like
that was the other day.
I know.
Actually, you were the one, and I talked about on here the fact that I was so focused, and it was a big no that I had to do for your bachelorette party because I was struggling with it. I'm like, man, like I have the money, but if I use this money, I'll be fucked. Of course. It was such a big decision to
That's
make.
why we're not friends no more, guys. It's because she left me hanging out there in fucking Europe by myself.
No, when
I could
she
have got kidnapped, ho.
You had friends with you,
but I wanted you.
I told you I'm gonna be so rich.
But it's okay. She's gonna be so rich that she's gonna make my own bachelorette for me, y'all.
I'm gonna take you to Australia.
This is witness, bitch. This is witnessing. Don't even cut this out.
I will not cut it out. No, but it was really hard saying no to someone that you're so close to. Because especially when you started planning this and you said you wanted to do it, I was still working and I had no plans of quitting. When is it? I'm going to have so much money by then. And I did, but I didn't think that I was going to not be working. And I had to be very careful with the way that what you do with your money, how you plan things out.
It is? People have to understand that it's okay to say no. And then people have to understand to receive the no.
That's the hardest part. And I know, I think it's because we're as close as we are. I think if it was someone that I wasn't as close with, or someone who's selfish and really doesn't understand what it is to build something, they wouldn't have been able to understand, like, yo, we planned this forever ago. Now you're going to say no?
So I'm like, I don't like to say no to people. Like, I'm just like,
I had to learn.
I'm like, for me, it's like, yo, fuck, I might die tomorrow. I might as well just enjoy. But it's like, sometimes I have to come down and be like, yo, Carla, no.
But you can't always think about it, I might die tomorrow. Because then if you don't die tomorrow, you have to deal with the consequences of what you just said yes to. Because you will be. I'll call you at any point. I'm like, let's go somewhere. You're like, let's go.
Yes. I'm like, yo, let's go. Like,
yo, my wild days, I knew that I can call you and you were going to go anywhere. Yo, let's pull up to this nigga's house.
Someone's like, yo, let's go to dinner. I'm ready to go. Like,
let's go to dinner. Let's go beat somebody up. Anyway, we
gotta be incriminating me though.
We shouldn't. Okay, we're not gonna talk about beating people up. Yeah, let me tell y'all the story.
Fighters.
We're not fighters. We're lovers. So we went with lots of love one time to this. Okay, I'm gonna tell the story. So there was this girl we were friends with. Fuck her.
I'm worried. Oh, okay.
So she went to high school with this girl. She was friends with this girl for a really long time. I met the girl. We were all cool. I even went on a cruise with her for my birthday because I didn't have shit to do for that birthday. I was fighting with my boyfriend at the time. So I'm like, let's go on a week cruise because she loves cruises. So we go on this cruise and then we get back. I was talking to this white boy.
Oh, God.
So I met this white guy. Oh, y'all talk. Well, I was never able to tell the story because I was with Jay. So I can tell it now. Fuck it. Because I never fucked the guy. So I start talking to this white boy I meet at the club. And he was from Ohio. Cute ass white boy with all this money. So we used to call him Poker because he plays poker. And
that poker face.
So I'm dealing with this white boy and talking to him for a while. And then he wanted me to fly to Vegas. It was Vegas, right?
It was Vegas. I remember.
Okay, so he wanted.
And I was like, fuck it, let's go.
Right. I'm like, let's do this. So he's like, come to Vegas with me, blah, blah. And I'm dealing with my ex or whatever. So I was like, fuck, I'm going to come. So he's ready for me to come up there. He buys my flight. And I was like, I can't go by myself because I'm going to get caught. Damn, I hope he doesn't listen to this. So I'm ready to go. He's like, well, I got a friend. I was like, I need to bring a friend. So he's like, I got a friend here. He'll pay for your friend's flight. She just got to come. And it was an older guy, but she's like, fuck it, let's go. We're not going to do nothing. Like, I'm not going to do nothing. We're just flying up there to hang out. When the time comes to fly out there, I chickened out and I got so scared.
Yo, like always.
Don't talk because we're not going to say how you've chickened out.
I have.
Yo, here's the thing. We've wanted to be hoes, but it's like we don't do it.
I'm respectful. I'm disrespectful. I don't want nobody to disrespect me, and I don't want to look like crazy out here. I don't want my partner to be looking crazy out here. So it's
so we play with fire, and then right before we get burnt, we pull back. So
no, right before I know I'm getting burnt, I'm putting it out.
Right.
I got the fire extinguisher shit on here.
Shit, that's just so scary. So it's time for me to leave to Vegas. And we're like ready to pack up and leave the next day. And I'm like, I can't do it. I can't go. So I'm like, girl, I'm not going. And she was like, well, I'm going to go anyway. I said, what the fuck do you mean you're going to go anywhere? Like,
yeah, that was my first flag. I was like, whoa. Like, hold on. You as my friend, like, if you tell me this, you're not going. Bitch, I ain't going either.
You're my sidekick. What do you mean you're going by yourself?
What the fuck am I going to do out there?
That's supposed to be the guy I'm talking to. And we, at this point, I think I had only seen him twice when he came down here and he just bought sections at the club that I was working at. So she left by herself. So me and you are like watching her Instagram and all this stuff. And she's going out to that lake jet skiing in Vegas.
Tahoe.
Yes.
Okay, this bitch being a hoe.
Right. She's doing all this stuff. And I have no idea. I'm like, she's doing all this with that old white man. Damn. Like, he's treating her good. She comes back and like a week later, come to find out, she was hanging out and fucking my white guy. And I was like, excuse me? So she went out there and started fucking with my dude. So that was like, yo, that's not cool. Then we find out she was talking to another dude that we would talk to. We went through her phone and find out she was fucking with the other dude too. Yes. Got his number. Yes, and then we confronted her.
Yeah, I wish you guys could see these motions that Carla's doing out here because I'm like, I almost spit in my wine, but too bad I don't even have no wine, so I'm going to pour myself.
Here, pour some wine. All right, so we get back. I confront the bitch like, yo, that's my nigga. She's like, oh, well, you didn't come. You guys weren't together or doing anything. And I'm like, all right, cool. Take him. So she starts talking to this guy. We really don't start fucking with each other no more. But we go to a pool party, and she said some slick shit about you and your man.
Yeah, and me, let me clear my voice, y'all. Don't come at my man. Don't come at my man. Because I don't play nice. Because the day I'm coming at your man, you better be prepared because I'm coming full throttle. I'm coming with turbo with that bitch. And me, I might give you nigga a firework. So he might like the bird. Don't come at my man.
I don't even remember what she said. What did she say?
It was some slick shit like, oh, like your man wants a picture with me. And I'm like, bitch.
Something petty. It was some petty.
Stupid shit, but I was like, don't try me, bitch. Like.
So now she just fucking
act up. You could get smacked up.
Right. So she was gonna get smacked up. Oh, she did.
She did.
Let me tell you.
No, she did it.
She did. So here's what happened. Now she took my white boy. Cool, whatever. I didn't show up. She talked smack about or said some slick shit about her man. So they're working at a club and they were going to the beach as a group.
Oh yeah, group outing.
There is a group outing.
R.I.P. Vane Nightclub.
Vane Nightclub. I wasn't working there anymore. Y'all had started working there. I was long gone out the club. So me and Carla were like, all right, let's fuck this bitch up. Let's scare her a little bit. Let's make her shake in her boots at the beach because it's a public place. We can show up to the beach.
Yeah.
Like, it's public. So you hop in my car, in my Toyota that I've been telling y'all been holding me down.
How long we been riding that Toyota?
Yo.
That was like, what, 6 years ago?
Probably.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it was that long
5
ago.
years ago.
Maybe 5 years ago. So, damn. Time flies. We get in my Toyota. They're in a bus. Like a big charter bus. They get over there and we pull up.
And obviously we had liquor in the water bottles because that's Carla's thing.
So we drinking and we start putting fear into this girl's fucking life. And we start walking and we go over there and she's like, what the fuck? I think we were texting her too. This is some bullying shit, Carla. You're a fucking bully. So we're texting this girl.
I'm against bullying though.
Yo.
But don't fuck with me. Like,
right.
It's girl code. Like, there's bro code, there's girl code. And these hoes out here.
But wasn't she talking shit? Like, she was,
yeah, like,
she was talking shit.
Like, oh, pull up then. I'm like, oh, I'm pulling up.
Well, we're going to pull up. Like, this Toyota's going to take us there. Only an hour. We got this. And I didn't even have 100,000 miles then. So the car was good. Brand new
The car
type.
was brand new. The car was brand new, bitch.
It was a Bentley. So we pull up to Cocoa Beach. And we start like messing with the girl, whatever. We just sit down. Like she's sitting in a circle. We sit down next to her. It's like, hey, what's up? How you doing? You need a drink? Like, what's up? So she gets scared and gets up and goes with a girl to the bathroom. So why did me and Carla go and follow them to the bathroom? Why? Because you were like, let's go to the bathroom. So we will not go into detail because we will not incriminate ourselves as to what happened in this bathroom. But all I know is at some point in time, fists were flying, tops were off. And I was like, I'm not going to fight this girl. But there was another girl with her. Remember the young thug?
Thug life.
Thug life, homie girl. So they both went to go hit her. So I grabbed the one girl off him. Like, you're not going to sit here and like jump her because that's not going to happen. And then the girl ended up on the floor, but you were trying to fix your top and she was going to sucker punch. And I was like, girl, if you don't stay your ass down on this floor, I'll fuck you up. So she stayed down. I don't know who first or how it went down. All I know is that when you started fixing yourself up and security walks into the bathroom.
I jumped over the stall and I was like, I fixed my top and I walked out. I was like,
you're like,
are you ready?
You're like, these girls are acting crazy. You told the security guard, you're like, these girls are out in here fighting. I don't know. Like, I need to walk out of here. My top. And we just walked out and they kicked these girls out of the fucking restaurant area because they were the ones fighting. And you're like, we don't know what's going on. Like, we got to go.
I was like, what is going on? This place is crazy. Walked
Insane.
out of there like,
and then pulled up to their bus. Okay.
And then I got in trouble at work.
We got banned from the club.
We got banned.
We went a couple days later to go into the club.
And then you can't come in. I was
like, what do you mean I can't? All the years I put into this club and I can't come in? We ended up getting in. It wasn't that night, but we ended up getting in again. She was scared. I was like, oh, you scared? But that's the kind of stuff we did, but it was all for a reason. That's why I get in trouble with Carla a lot. I can't have her around.
No, it's not even that. It's just I'm like the best wingman you can have.
You are. But we got into the situation.
I'm not going to. We're just friendly. You're going to pay for that shit. And that's it. We leave and buy.
I just thought
I don't want to spend my money. I have money, but I don't want to spend it.
I hate spending
If I have
money.
to fucking talk to you all night, you better pay for my fucking me and my friend's drink.
How did you get to this?
Because this is being the wingman.
Oh.
You want to talk to us. So you want me to sit here and waste my time talking to you? And then I have to pay for my drinks?
Yeah, no, fuck that. But we did get into this talking about like being able to say yes, being able to say no. So I should have said no that day. We're staying home. We're not going to the beach.
OMG.
See, so
she was the one's like, Carla, I got us the car. I got the car. I was like, you sure? I was like, whatever. I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care.
You see, we gotta
she
learn.
said, let's go.
We gotta learn how to say no.
I said, you know what? I can't say no. So I was like, Carla, let's go.
So we went.
We went.
But these are all things that we think about. Shit, 5 years ago, I was a little too old to be doing this shit because I was almost 30. I was 27, probably. 26, 27 years old when we did this. So I shouldn't have done this. But it's all, to bring it back to circle to what we were talking about, there's times where we should say no to certain things. And I said no to going to Spain, even though like money-wise I could have done it, but it would have put me in a bind, or I wouldn't have been able to do some of the things that, like, invest in certain things that I did recently. But while we're looking at stuff that we're doing in 2019, just reflect on the progress that you have done and don't worry about what you haven't been able to reach, and don't look at it as failure. Because we're still here. You know, you're still looking forward to tomorrow, and tomorrow you can get some of these goals done, you know? If you had looked at some of your things and they were too easy, you can always add more goals. So I think it's time to reset and start thinking about what we have for 2020. I did a post recently, and it was like everybody was talking about, oh, it's a new year, a new decade, a new this, a new that. And it's all this pressure about what you should do in this last quarter. This last quarter, you got to get all your things done. You really don't have to. Like, slow down, take a second, get done what you can get done, and whatever you can't get done, it'll roll over to the next year as long as you're making some progress, you know?
And I always think that the progress comes in you. Like, you know, you should be the one wanting it. Not like, oh, I see this girl, I want to know.
Looking at someone else's goals.
Yeah. How do you want to live? Like, me, I know how I want to live. I know what I want in life. Like, I know what I have to do.
You're not looking at someone else's race or someone else's dreams.
Exactly.
Live your own.
And especially now, since Instagram's been like really a big thing. Honestly, to me, Instagram's been getting boring because it's like, y'all really flexing, and you guys are not.
It's a highlight reel.
Yeah.
And you're in the club now, so you're seeing. Like, I used to see some of these. Oh, it was
and I'm
so
like,
bad.
you guys fronting that you guys have all this money. Where's the money at? Because I'm trying to get paid out here.
And y'all ain't bringing nothing. You asking for free bottles.
$20. Like, what? I could suck my man's dick for $100. Like, come on.
Oh my God, I just spit my wine out. No, but it's true. We have seen certain girls on Instagram flexing with these Chanel bags and maybe like a nice ass car, but they live on a mattress. Or you see dudes fronting with all this jewelry and diamonds. Most of it is fake. Like, I know a lot of guys that like have all these things, like all these cars and clothes and Gucci and diamonds.
I went to an event in Miami, and some guy asked for water, and I was like, "Yeah, it's gonna be $9." He was like, $9 for water, and I'm like, "Yeah,
we're Miami.
You have a huge ass thick chain. Obviously, you bought that at Fashion Nova, my brother. So goodbye."
Yeah, they most of it is fake. Like, I know guys, and I think it was T.I. who talked about this recently, how you can have a watch. And the watch will be real. No. The watch will be fake. So they get like an Audemars or a Rolex and it's fake, but they'll put real diamonds on it. And you can get cheap, like shitty diamonds. Most people don't know much about diamonds. Mm-hmm. So you'll see this flex going on and we're like, whoa, like what's going on? All to be on Instagram flexing, which is why I think that the whole getting rid of likes is a great idea. Some people are freaking out about it.
I think that they're getting rid of likes and they're getting rid of comments, because as well as on the comments, people could be harsh, like, and
the comments,
like super harsh. Like, sometimes I'd be like scrolling and I'd be like, what the I'm like,
but that's on the public eye. When you're in the public eye, that's something that I think it comes with it.
I feel like the comments, instead of erasing likes,
erase comments.
Yeah, because I remember back in the day when Instagram, and I talk to Frank about this all the time, and he's like, you always bring this up. I didn't remember that. Before Instagram, when Instagram started, when I was on Instagram, you used to have a map. I don't know if you remember this. This is back like 2012. You used to have a map, and you can go onto a person's page and click on their map to see where they've been. And to me, that was the dopest thing.
Yes. Like, you post a picture and you see where they posted it from. Yes, I remember that. That was a long time.
And they took that shit up. And to me, that was like, oh, shit.
Well,
I want to go there. Like, but now it's like.
Now they have it as a location. But here I know motherfuckers that are in Puerto Rico and they tag that they're in Ibiza. And you don't really know where they are. So that was the location, but now you can choose the location. It's not just where you posted it from.
Correct. But it's like from a profile. Like, it was. You, instead of like, scrolling through the picture, like, okay, where are they at?
Yeah.
And it says it on top, like, let's say Orlando, Florida. You would click on the map and they'd be like, this picture was from Orlando. This picture was from Europe. This picture was from
it's like 10 pictures Bahamas. Here in a clump, and you open them up and they're from that area.
Like, when you do on your Apple iPhone that you click, that you go down. Like, if you open your phone, it'll tell you if you took pictures in New York.
Yes.
That's how Instagram was before. And I'd be like, oh, shit, well, what did they go do in New York? Let me see. Now you have to, like, literally scroll through someone's page.
Well, here's the thing. I think with likes nowadays, we are all people will post pictures, right? And if it doesn't do well, they like freak out and take it down and be like, I'll post it later, see if maybe people like it later. It's a psychological thing, and I think social media is really fucking with us in our mind. I try not to really care about it. When I post something, I'm like, I like it.
I post about it and I make fun of it. I'll be like, yo, y'all better go like my pictures. That took so much time fucking creating. Like the other day I posted like some fucking a beet smoothie that I made, and it was really good. And I was like, damn, this shit's good. I took a picture of it. I was like, yo, y'all better go like my fucking pictures, because I took time fucking making this shit. I used a plate instead of a paper plate. But fucking y'all like.
No, and people really do put that much effort.
I'm not putting that much effort. I'm just like,
when it's
this
a
is
business,
how ridiculous people get.
But people do it. I see influencers and I see people making a lot of money from it. But what people have to understand is that your analytics will still be on there. So other people cannot see your likes, but you can still see your likes. So for me, when it comes to making money off of posts, or what they do is they ask you to screenshot your analytics and send it to them. You have to send screenshots on a weekly basis or on a monthly basis to show them what's going on. It doesn't matter if the likes are taken away, because you can still see your like, you still have those numbers. Mm-hmm. So will it make people stop liking your pictures? I don't know. Because I don't think when I like a picture, I'm going to like it anyway. You know, whether it shows my number or not. I'm not looking at to see, oh, she has 499 likes. Let me double tap so she can get 500. I'm not thinking of that. Or let me take my like away so they can have less likes.
But, we're probably the 1% that doesn't think like that. And then there's 99% like, oh, this only got 2 likes. Nah, I'm not going to like that shit.
Oh, I be liking anybody. If I
like it, I'm liking, because I'm like, oh shit. And am I sure that I'm like, oh, this is something like I believe. Like right now they were posting the human trafficking, and I've always, I think I'm like the only person that used to talk about this. That Frank used to be like, why do you talk about that? Like, you're weird. I'm like, why am I
human
weird?
trafficking
like,
has been huge forever.
Like, human trafficking, like, yo, people they go missing because people want their organs. They want to use them for sex. They need this. Mm-hmm. They need that. They need that. And I grew up watching Lifetime with my mom, so that was like a big thing, like on the fucking those networks.
Lifetime will fuck us up.
So I got that shit in my brain. So he's like, what the fuck? Like, you're crazy. And then now he's like, damn, babe, you're like the first person I ever heard talking about human trafficking. I'm like, how?
Yeah, no, human trafficking has been around for a while. Remember there was this pimp down here called Sincere. I don't know if I should be saying this out loud. But there was I think he got caught up. And the first time I knew that they were starting to charge these guys with human trafficking was him. So he had like some bitches, and I guess they would have sex or whatever and make money. They were in the club doing whatever the fuck they were doing. But when they locked him up, we were like, oh, he'll be out in no time. For whatever reason, they're like, no, they charge for human trafficking. And that's around the time.
A big case. Like, that's why I wanted to go into the FBI. Like, that was my dream job, to go into the FBI and to like go into the human trafficking field.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
I would.
And then I was like, yo, these motherfuckers don't make money. Fuck that. Hell no.
Damn.
I ain't risking my life.
Right. No, working for that, it's kind of scary. But anyways, going back to this, let's reset our goals. We all have to think about there's life going on in the midst of it all. We have shit that happens. Like, I know I've had shit happen to me throughout the year that I'm like, I did not expect for this setback. There's things that push you forward, catapult you forward, and there's something that's going to set you back. And
always.
Every time.
And it's going to pull you back like 10 steps back.
Right, but I think you should I think about it, or I try to after I'm done crying, because y'all know I'm a water bag and I cry about everything. Oh, man. My boyfriend was talking about that today. He's like, because he gets mad at me when I'm crying. If I cry, he's like me. I try to resolve things, but I have to cry first. Let me cry for a good 5 minutes, and then I'll like put my thinking cap back on. But if I call him crying, he'll be like, why are you crying? Stop crying. What you need? I got you. And I'm like, man, you don't understand. So he makes me stop crying. But when I cry about it, when I'm done crying, I think about the fact that when you take those 10 steps back, it's like a slingshot. So it's taking you all the way back, but when you're ready to go, you let go and you're going to go forward like 40 steps. So don't take those, the times that you have a setback. It's just a setback for a better comeback. And you're going to go way further forward.
Like, I remember that you had called me about your AC.
Oh, my goodness.
And I, like, felt your pain because in the middle of summer here in Florida, my fucking AC went out. And I had to spend $5 fucking grand for that shit. And I'm like...
Carla, and I wasn't here. So when I was in the summer in New York, I was renting the house Airbnb. And one of the people came in and out of nowhere, my AC goes out. It was a big rental too. It was like 2 weeks. It was going to be like $2,000. And they're like, no, it's too hot. We can't stand it. And the guy was coming to fix the house. And he's like, I'll have it fixed by tomorrow. But they were like Arab. I don't know. They came from the Middle East. They were going to be here for a long time. And they're like, no, we'll just go to a hotel and find a new Airbnb. And I had to honor it. Like, I couldn't say, bro, it was like 110 degrees out here. And the house was hot as hell. So the guy was like, yo, it is really hot. And I'm like, fuck it. There's nothing I can do but tell him, go to a hotel. You don't have to pay the fees. Like, it is what it is. You stayed there one night and I just lost all that money. But that was a setback for me because I already knew, I'm like, I have this money coming in. I'm going to use it for A, B, and C. And I couldn't. But right away, somebody else like took the house.
So like mine's was, when you're talking about the goals, I'm saving to not start my business. My business already started, but to fund it because I have to pay certain people, certain clients. Boom, that sent me back. And I'm like, fuck. Like,
$5,000 is a lot, bro.
Like, I could have gotten a credit card, but I'm not, like, I have it. Like, it's going to send me back, but fuck it, I'll make it back.
Right.
Like, And
it's something okay. You need regardless.
Yes.
You're going to need it. And here in Florida, for some reason, every time in the summertime, something's going to happen with your AC.
I feel like it'd be the AC companies trying to, like...
They have to.
Like, because I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
Every year, it could be something silly, like it gets backed up, but you always have to pay always have to pay a couple hundred. I had to replace it like you did in 2012.
I replaced it this year, but before that, when I had like moved in like 6 months after, a fucking lizard got caught in it.
I remember that.
And it like electrocuted some shit, and it cut the... I don't even know. They cut the freaking...
It fucked it all up.
Yeah.
A lizard. Like that's why I don't like lizards. Lizards ruin everything. Disgusting. But before we go into unsolicited advice, there's something I want to talk to you guys about. So Carla is engaged. And I have been married. I've had my share of boyfriends. And now I got a good one. So do you remember like there's times that you just want to have sex? And you're thinking, I just want to fuck all night long.
All day.
All day. There's days that you fuck all day.
All day.
Well.
And those be like the laziest days that is. I had the most to do, and I'm like, damn, I just want to stay in bed sucking some balls.
Right. So today's episode is actually brought to you guys by none other. I don't know if you've heard of them before, but Blue Chew. So guys can now increase their performance and get like, a little extra confidence and like for those days that you want to do it all night long. So bluechew.com, like the color blue. So they are bringing the first chewable, same FDA approved active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis. So we know that they work and we trust that when we think of Viagra and we think of Cialis, it works. So your man can take this at any time, day or night. They're chewable. So they're going to work twice as fast as a regular pill. When you take a pill and it takes a while to work, when you chew it, it goes straight into your bloodstream, I guess, and it works the way it's supposed to. And baby, your man going to be ready. So I tried this, right?
You tried it?
We tried it.
Did you?
We did.
Okay.
So we were there and I'm like, well, we don't have much time together. It's a long distance relationship. So let's.
You know what? Honestly, that was the best. Like when me and Frank went long distance, we would fuck like fucking orangutans.
Yo, fuck all day. So I was like, listen, because most guys, it's one and done. Or you do one and then you got to wait forever, like hours till the next morning. So I was like, all right, let's get this Blue Chew. You take it. That way I can get all the rounds that I want. That's exactly what happened. Exactly. So Blue Chew is basically prescribed online and it ships straight to your door. It's in a discreet package, so you don't have to worry about like them being like a dick picture or something out there. No one's going to think that you have a problem with your penis. So there's no in-person doctor's visit. There's no waiting in a pharmacy. And there's no like awkward moment where you're like, oh, I want to have sex for a long time. None of that. So they're made in the U.S. And since Blue Chew prepares and ships direct, they're cheaper than a pharmacy if you were to get Cialis or Viagra. So right now, there's a special offer just for you guys here at Shit I'm 30. You go to bluechew.com. You get your first shipment free. So you're going to get to, hunch all night on me. Wow. when you use the promo code 30 and all you have to do is pay $5 shipping. I'm not covering your shipping for you. I'm already giving you free sex.
Of course.
Just get it shipped for $5. You can afford that. So that is BLUEchew.com. You use the promo code 30 and you get to try it for free. Blue Chew is better, cheaper, it's a faster choice, and I honestly want to thank them for sponsoring us because I feel like at this age, most men can't go more than once. Blue Chew, here we come. So honestly, I just want you guys to try it. I tried it, and if there's a weekend when you're like, this weekend we're by yourself with no kids, Yo, get this Blue Chew and fuck all weekend.
Ooh.
It's great. Anyways, we're going to move on to unsolicited advice. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So I read you some of it. So it says, so I have a 13-year-old stepdaughter that lived with us every other weekend. Normally, we have a great relationship and no problems at all, but lately I've been feeling like she's testing me. Typical teenage girl stuff, I think. Recently, she got mad at me for giving simple direction and decided she wasn't talking to me and walks around the house straight ignoring me. She left to go to her mom's house without saying goodbye or anything, so I texted her that she was rude and to remember she's not talking to me when she wants money, a ride, or anything. That's when I told her she was kind of petty.
No, it's right.
Okay.
It's right.
No, it's not. Anywho, she didn't respond, but she went and cried to her dad, telling him I was mean to her. My husband felt that I was wrong for telling her this, and it caused a huge rift between him and I. I tried to explain to him that that's not fair to try and get upset with me and not check her about her attitude. You're just trying to justify her not talking to me because she didn't like a simple direction I gave her, and I feel that comes across as disrespectful because I know she doesn't give him or the mom the silent treatment for telling her what to do. So I feel that if I'm doing everything for her like a parent would do, why the sudden attitude as if I'm some outsider coming in trying to boss her around? Side note, the dad and I have been together since she was 5 years old, so honestly I love her, but I can't be disrespected by a child in my own house. So let's fast forward to a week later. She comes home from the mom's house, still not talking to me, and at this point I don't know what to do. I honestly feel she should have to admit she was wrong and try to talk to me, but dad is allowing her to feel like she's valid and I'm in the wrong. I think as my husband, he should have had my back at all times instead of thinking that I'm supposed to kiss her teenage ass. Am I wrong? Okay. So I think we have different, thoughts on this one. Because I think we do. And I'm going to tell you here, I think it's because you ain't got no kids. There's no way in hell that I'm going to step down. And I've done it, but you shouldn't step down as a stepmom to the level of a younger girl. Like when she got an attitude with you and she didn't want to talk to you, she left to her mom's house. You're going to go and text her, remember that when she want to ride. Come on, girl. You are a grown woman. This little girl has nothing. She's petty. She's a kid. She's being a kid. So now you want to go down to do kid things with her? No.
That, with the saying, oh, you're being rude. That I don't agree with. I do agree with letting you know that when you need something, when I was there, don't look for me no more. Since you want to act like a brat, now you're going to get treated like a brat. As well, I do believe that the husband and wife should be, even though that's not her mom, as a stepmom, this is our house. Like right now I'm in your house. This is your house.
Right.
So as a guest, I'm going to respect you.
Well, she's not a guest. She's
there. She's not a guest, but you're going to respect our rules. Like I go to my dad's house. I have to respect his rules. Like if I was to live there, you got to be home at night. And guess what? I got to be fucking home at night. Why? Because this is not my house. If not, I'm not getting in. And where the fuck am I going to sleep? In my car?
Right.
Cool.
No, I get it. She definitely has to follow the rules and she can have a bit of an attitude. I think she just went about it the wrong way by texting her. You're kind of antagonizing a kid. And that's probably what the husband was like, yo, you tried her too. So now it's both y'all. Although I do believe that as a couple, he shouldn't pick sides. It should always be like, let's figure this out. But he probably feels some type of way. I think she could have just let the kid go. You don't got to say bye to me. Fine, you didn't say bye to me. I'll talk to you when you get back. It probably would have never, the argument would have never happened. She would have came back and not even remembered that she was told to do something.
Of course. Me and my dad actually had this conversation because we went over to my dad's house. He's like, oh, when you guys have kids, you guys have to be one. It's not like, oh, the kid goes over to the mom says the kid goes to the dad and says, oh, dad, I want to go to a movie. Oh, yeah, you can go. But if mom said no, but now the girl goes asks the dad, it's always, what'd your mom say? Or vice versa. What'd your dad say? Your dad said no, so it's no.
I think she feels like an outsider being a stepmom, too.
But now since she's a stepmom, now you're under one roof. Whatever rules you got at your mom's house, I'm pretty sure that the mom has a boyfriend or whatever the fuck the case is.
Like a family.
It's your rules over there. But once you're here, and one of my girlfriends was telling me,
as long as it's not like big altering changes.
She was like, she has a stepdaughter. Her daughter's, I believe, 9 or 11. And it was about her grades. Her grades were really bad. So she's like, hey, baby girl, like what's going on with your grades, this and this. She's like, oh, I don't care. She's like, well, no, not in this house. Like if you're coming to this house, your grades should be A's and B's, not D's and F's.
Yeah, no, you gotta get it together.
So the dad was like, oh, let her. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You know? So it's like, she's the stepmom.
Right.
And, you know, obviously, you know, the mom doesn't care because she made a meeting between all three of them, mom, dad, and her. Like, all right, what's going on? The girl's grades is going down. Like,
right.
And we're giving her stuff. You know, perks like, okay, go to the movies. Let's go to the movies. Let's take you out to do this.
Rewarding her for good behavior.
So it's like, we should cut down on that. So it just, I don't know. It depends on every situation.
That's when the parenting thing and how you parent comes into play, and why I was so scared to have a kid like with my ex. I saw the way he parented his kid, and I'm like, that's so different from how I would parent my child. How I parent my child.
People think, oh, we're gonna have a kid, everything's gonna be fine. But
hell no.
If one of you say this and the other one say this, the kid's gonna need to. Oh, I'm gonna need to, like, from my parents, my dad would never allow sleepovers. Ever. Like, he didn't care if you were my uncle. He didn't care if you were my fucking grandfather. Like, he did not fucking care. We weren't sleeping over. My mom would be like, all right, you know, sleep over your best friend's house across the street. Yeah, you could. So it'd be like, Mom, please. So when my dad would go to Colombia,
you were allowed to go?
We were like, Mom, let's go sleep over Crystal's house. Yeah, go ahead. But obviously, we knew when my dad was home, we couldn't do that. So my mom and dad would always have problems. And they'd be like, oh, why would you let them sleep over? I already told them no.
Yeah.
And I understand my dad's part because my dad's super overprotective. And he thinks like me on the wild side. Like,
right.
I don't know what this
go to the extremes.
Yeah, and I respect him for that because honestly, there's been situations now as I'm old that I see that's happened with my friends when I was younger as parents, and I'm like, whoa.
You could have been a part of that.
I could have been a part of that. Like, you know, like, I always wanted to fucking sleep over there. My dad's like, you see, I don't tell you shit for fucking to make your life miserable. I tell you shit because my dad's been in the streets. He's, you know, he knows what's going on. So I just feel like
we don't see it as kids, and sometimes some parents don't see it. Like, I let Ayana, you know, bring friends here sometimes, but I don't really like for her to go other places. And if she does, I remember one time there was a sleepover at her friend's house and all the girls were sleeping over, and I let her go over to the house, but at 10:30 I picked her up. And she's like, but come on, Mom.
My dad, my only sleepover, my dad allowed me to go. He's like, yeah, you guys can sleep over. Me and my sister were like, woo, party. At 11:30 he picked us up. I was like, what sleepover? I was pissed. I was like, this is not a sleepover. I was like, you're embarrassing me.
I didn't let her sleep over. I'm like, I'll come pick you up, like late. Maybe I might have left her there till midnight. And I remember I was tired as hell, but I'm like, I cannot let her sleep there because it was a mom and a dad and they were brothers. And not that they were cool, like they were nice, but I just don't know them.
At that age, you're experimenting.
Yeah, especially now. Like then I think she was probably in elementary school. It was too young. For me, it was too young. Now it's like she's in high school. And even now I'm like, you know a little bit more. Like now, like even, I don't know if I can trust the fathers because these girls have bodies of grown-ups.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and pedophiles are everywhere. I can't just let her stay anywhere, which is going to lead us into shit talk. Actually, hey, that's a really good one to go into my shit talk because of what she just fucking did to me. And I'm still fucking baffled by it. So Ayana basically suckered me into having a sleepover at my house. Friday, she asked me for her friend can come the next day because she wanted to do her hair. She was braiding her own hair. She's like, oh, my friend can come and help me, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I really just don't like people in my house. Like, especially other kids. I don't know. I feel like I'm responsible for them.
Yeah, me. And like I say, if I have kids, I'm like, oh,
you're responsible for the kids.
Sleepover. We do play days where all the parents are there together. You take your kids
or
home.
Like come over for the day and then go home. I don't know. And it's like now they're growing. They eat all my food. I'm just a crab. Honestly, I think I'm just crabby. So finally she asked, I'm talking to my boyfriend. She's like, can you please convince her? So finally we're like, all right, your friend can come over for a couple hours, right? Help you with your hair, hang out, whatever. So the friend comes over. I'm in here working. So that day I was working a lot. Like Saturday I was working all day in here. They're hanging out. They ate, blah, blah. 10 o'clock, I finally get into bed. My head was hurting so bad. And it's 10:30, so I bring Ayana. I'm like, yo, come here. And she comes over and she's like, hey. And I'm like, so when's your friend getting picked up? Like, when's her parents coming? It's 10:30. We're like, it's getting kind of late. She's like, oh, she's staying the night. I said, excuse me? She goes, yeah, Ma, I told you. I said, you told me what? I told you no to her coming over, period. And you think that I told you yes to the girl staying the night? She's like, Ma, I told you. I said, bitch, if you tell me one more time you told me, I'm going to fuck your ass up. Because I know for a fact you didn't tell me. Don't come in here to my face and tell me you told me when you didn't tell me. And she said, but I told you, I'm going to fuck you up. She's like, well, I don't know. I'm like, well, at this point, like, I don't feel like talking. That her dad dropped her off. I don't feel like calling the other parents and be like, yo, come pick up your kid because I don't know what you're doing. Something like that. Her parents know that she's staying the night. Like, yeah, he dropped her off with all her clothes. So the other parents knew she was staying the night, but not me. So then I called the other little girl over. I was like, yo, come here in my room. So she walked. She's like, yes, ma'am. I said, did you know you were staying in my house? She's like, yes, I brought clothes. I was staying the night. I was like, do your parents know you're staying the night? Yes. I said, so I'm the only fool that didn't know you were staying the night. She's like,
but this is the thing. These are the type of parents that I'd be worried because I'm like,
how do you leave your
have
kid
a conversation
here?
with like, I'm not dropping. I'm sorry. There's no fucking way in hell. I don't care if I have a boy, a girl, whatever the fuck. I'm talking to a parent. Hey, is it okay? Because these little kids make plans
without us. Ayana has done this before. They're like, we're going to the mall, blah, blah. Her mom's going to pick me up. They put me on the phone with the friend's mom. And I'm like, hey, so you're coming to pick up Ayana? She's like, no, but I can. No. They've been telling me for 3 days. I'm like, you're picking them up and you're like taking them there so I can pick them up from the mall. And you're not.
When I was in New York, that Ayana was making plans with my little cousin-in-law.
Yes. Making plans. Like, I'm like, I have somewhere to go. And she's like, oh, yeah, take me to the Bronx, to the other side of the Bronx where I don't have a car. It was going to cost like $60 to get there and in 2 hours. Man, you crazy as hell. Well, anyway, the point is that the father never spoke to me, not once. She stayed here from like 2 o'clock on Saturday to like 9 or 10 p.m. on Sunday. Finally, like at 8 o'clock on Sunday, I was like, yo, is she not getting picked up again? Like, what the fuck? So then I have been working all weekend. I start thinking and I'm like, all right, they ate all my food. They were in and out. They walked the dog. They went to 7-Eleven. They did all these things. And then I said, you know what? I never saw this girl take a bath. Ayana took a shower. I never saw this girl take a bath. So I don't know about you, Carla. You said you were born here. I don't know how many white friends you had growing up. But it was a little white girl. She never bathed. So I asked Ayana, I said, hey, did your friend ever take a shower? She's like, no, she said she was fine. She asked me if she stunk and I told her she didn't stink. So she didn't take a bath.
Oh my. What?
Carla, the girl didn't take a shower the entire time she was here. So yeah, I didn't think that the girl didn't bathe at all, but she didn't bathe. She went home in the same clothes she came in with. And so it's two things. Watch out for these kids that don't shower when they're at your house if you let them have a sleepover at your house. And another one, I cannot fathom the idea of leaving my child, spend the night at someone else's house and never speak to the parent. What if I was in here selling fucking vagina and having dudes coming in and out of my house? You never spoke to me about it. You don't know me.
Exactly. And like my dad, like I'm saying, my dad was super overprotective. My dad,
I don't know her dad.
He didn't care if it was his brother. Like I could not sleep over my uncle's house. Like it had to be rare, like to the extreme that both my parents were going to Colombia, and that never happened. So like
it makes I'm still like baffled by it, honestly.
Like imagine Jaja, I lived in one corner, Jaja lived in the other corner. Ask Jaja how many times I've ever slept over her house. 0.
You weren't able to stay there?
Ever.
The kids should stay with you?
They were able to sleep. Anyone was able to sleep over my house. Okay. My dad was like, I don't care because I know who the fuck I am. Like, but he was like, it was
the same for me.
Like he was like, never ask me because when you ask me, I'm gonna get pissed off and I'm gonna punch you in your face. And I'm like, oh no.
I don't remember spending the night at any. Oh, I think when I played ball, I was able to spend the night at this white girl's house, and it was like this huge mansion that I remember. It was a huge mansion. And I think my dad must have been out of town. Kind of the same way. If Papi was gone, my mom would kind of let some things slide.
Alcahueteando.
Yeah.
But my dad, no. Like, my dad was not having, like, he didn't fucking care. Like, no meant no. And if you went against that, it was World War III.
That's insane. That's freaking insane. Well, anyways, we're going to wrap up this episode. I'm glad you came on. Where can they find your foolishness? I can't even watch your stuff some of the time because you have stories. Y'all will be entertained by following Carla. Where can they find you?
Yo, why does everybody say that? I just be here speaking my mind, but I changed my Instagram name. Before it was KPB_. And for some reason, I wanted to see if the username was available. It wasn't. I got fucking stuck with the username, and I can't change it. And when I went back to change it to it's at KPB_, it wasn't available. It's still not available. So my Instagram name it's thong season because you a badass bitch. You got to look at yourself in the mirror and say, baby, you got this. How you trying to look? Who you trying to be?
I can't do it. Y'all, I refuse to tag her half the time because I'm like, why am I tagging? It's thong season.
Because it's thong season.
All the
How
time?
were you born into this world, baby?
She was naked.
I was. So was you.
So you shouldn't make it. It's naked season.
But it's not, because I can't be out here naked.
According to your Instagram.
I could be in a thong.
So y'all can find this fool at It's Thong season. Or sometimes whenever I'm out drinking. If I'm actually out, she might be around. But I don't go out no more because I'm old and my knees be hurting. And she keeps calling me old, but you don't realize you're very close to 30.
My knees started hurting. I said I had to wear a knee brace, and I was like, this is Carla fucking putting this shit in my fucking head.
No, it's
you
not.
You know what? I'm putting a knee brace, and I've been running. I've been having my little knee brace. And I'm like, ooh, we're getting better. We're getting better. We're getting better. Now my knee don't fucking hurt. So now I got to eat.
It's a reminder. You're knocking on 30, Carla.
It's okay. We're going to knock.
You're knocking. Definitely knocking. Well, anyways, don't forget to support us and our sponsors. This week we have Blue Chew. Do not forget BlueChew.com. Use that code 3030 and get that night in. And let me know how it goes. I just told y'all, with my long distance, we out here getting it.
You know what? I'm going to make my man get it. I'm going to be like, babe, let's try this.
Yes.
Because we've gone on a fucking spree for like 36 hours. And it's been crazy.
Yeah, well, you guys, but he's getting older. He's about to be 30.
No, he just turned 30.
Oh, he did. He's oh yeah, he needs it now. He needs it now.
He needs it.
He needs it now.
Bitch, you fucked my man.
Oh, I mean, no, I'm saying that. Ew, disgusting, gross. Bitch, do you want me to gag? I just ate.
Gag on his dick?
No, Karma. Ew, I don't want to envision that. Disgusting. Blue Chew, so y'all can gag in y'all niggas' dick, okay? BlueChew.com. Code 30 and Audible at audibletrial.com/shit I'm 30, and you'll get your free audiobook. And I will see you guys next week.
Let's go.